Hello, and welcome to today's daily download. We're going to talk about integrating aspects, as yesterday's video was about total and complete self-acceptance, which is such a huge, wonderful gift to give yourself, because really you're giving yourself the gift of yourself, because who you truly are could never judge you. You have nothing but unlimited, absolute, unconditional acceptance, love, and appreciation for your human self. Since you're truly not the human self, you're having this experience though, and as you judge nothing, these parts, pieces, facets, identities, personalities, whatever you want to call them, that were rejected, start coming in for integration. Really, if you choose this and draw the line in the sand, I will not judge myself, I fully accept myself no matter what, you will find an avalanche of scattered parts coming home, which is such a gift, but it does pose its own challenge in different ways and offers so much opportunity for expansion. So, as these, I'll call them entities, come back, they're built of judgments, beliefs, and there's emotional weight, emotion. And so as they come home, it doesn't always feel so good. And most of us spent a large portion of our time and energy in life avoiding feeling these things. That's why they were rejected. Whatever heavy emotions they are, it doesn't matter. It's not like we need to categorize them, but typically the feeling is heavy or not so fun. And the pattern, the mental pattern, the physical pattern, the daily habits that we have lived with are to avoid these feelings. So it takes a great amount of self-awareness to allow these things to integrate. So you might find as you go about your day, either you notice something very uncomfortable arising within you, or like I will often find, I'm moving into an old pattern. I might find myself going into the kitchen and opening up the refrigerator door and saying, what am I doing? I'm not even hungry. Oh, what's going on? You take a moment, staying in that total self-awareness, watching, being aware of why you're doing what you're doing when you're doing it is key to breaking down these old patterns. And it really is just about awareness, because each time you go into the old trick, whether it is starting to think, going onto social media, turning on the TV, just wanting to move, wanting to find a project, keep busy, substance, food, drink, alcohol, drugs, drama. For many people, it's drama. Whatever it is, when you catch yourself running, avoiding, moving, you will catch it sooner and sooner and sooner each time. So that's kind of the beauty of it. Just your awareness alone starts to shine the light on whatever you're doing. And so in that millisecond, that split moment that you notice, oh, why am I doing this, right? You take a breath. So let's all take a breath right now. Nice deep breath. And you just come into yourself, breathe and feel your presence, come into your heart, your beingness, and notice what you feel. Chances are, whether you're taking off to go do something or you're getting mental or whatever, you're feeling something that might be a little bit uncomfortable. If you weren't, you'd probably just stay sitting there doing whatever you're doing, right? So when you feel that, really the key is to stay home, to drop into your body, into your presence, and breathe. and just let it be. So the self-acceptance goes from kind of what we talked about the other day with the mental aspect of refusing to judge yourself through the mind to accepting whatever arises. And that can be the challenge. So, if you are willing to embody, to return, to remember, to bring back, to open up to your true essence, that means you just have to be willing to feel whatever comes up, whatever passes through, whatever starts maybe trembling within you, wanting to run or wanting to disappear maybe and hide, and just feel it, allow it, and accept it. It is incredibly simple, yet it can feel incredibly challenging. So I won't pretend like it's easy just because it's simple. So the key really is to come into yourself, breathe, and feel. So let's just take one more breath together. Deep breath. On the exhale, just sink into yourself. Feel your body, feel your presence. Even on your next breath, let yourself open up. Let your presence open up. Now you're saying, I'm open. I'm open and inviting. And welcome back these parts and pieces. Welcome back all of yourself. Coming into that full self-acceptance, really being love, unconditional love. Be that space of unconditional love and embracement for all these energies that you've rejected, that you've judged, you created stories about. And I will say the key here is not to have any stories. You know, I'll find myself sitting in this space, breathing, feeling my presence, and then poof, I might be, we'll call it kind of like a lucid dream, you know, in another dimension, seeing an image. It could be an image of a past life. It could be an image of a child. And it's just the way that energy will say, the constructs present to you, and it's always going to be unique, you know. And rather than create any stories, try to think, try to fix, try to analyze, try to figure it out, the key here really is to breathe and feel and just let yourself expand, relax into it, surrender into it. So as these intense, uncomfortable, unusual things present, can you just relax and surrender into yourself? And as you relax, without thinking, coming into the breathing and feeling and opening. As you relax, your presence naturally opens. You allow that presence, that light of consciousness to radiate. And you don't need to try to fix, try to counsel, try to facilitate these aspects. Really, what they need is to feel the presence of love, of home. Call it the presence of God, you know, because that's really kind of what that would be in human terms. Not that you can really define all this stuff, right? It's, part of this is just embracing what is undefinable and what is beyond the human mind. And love, unconditional love, is intangible. So I will add that, earlier on or different phases in our journey, there are times that, we do be the facilitator, the counselor, the parent, the guardian, the elder, the wise one, whatever words you want to use for these aspects. Usually we start out at some point on our journey, we're saying, universe, help me, God, help me, higher self, where are you? And we're talking to it out there like it is not us. And then as you transform and evolve, you become the one who sees these aspects and you say, It's okay. I am that I am. You're safe now. I've got you. For years I would hear my team saying, don't worry, we got you, or myself, my essence. I've always been very clairaudient and I've shared, it's sort of melded now. It's like, it's all, we'll say, facets of the same one. And for years I would hear that, and now it's funny because then eventually I evolved into the one, letting any little split parts know, it's okay, I got you. It's okay, I got you. So you become that one. And early on, we do need to take those steps. So I don't want to deny that. If that's where you're at, then embrace that and do what you need to do to bring the mind along, because the mind is evolving and it takes a while. The mind has a lot of catching up to do as we evolve, the mind and the body. And so, every night when you go to sleep, everything is recalibrating. It's constantly evolving. So let's not deny that. But you go from, we'll say at one point on your journey, learning how to forgive yourself and forgive others. And then as you evolve, you realize forgiveness was never necessary because really you don't judge anything that ever was. And so it becomes innate to see through and to just know that there's no forgiveness needed, there's no fear needed, you're not the body, but you can see why those aspects felt that way in that time. You can see why, we'll say, your 2-year-old self felt terrified and why that was appropriate then and why you don't need it now. So from this space, you can simply sit back, breathe, feel, open, expand, welcome these parts and pieces home. And whether you see something, whether you just feel something, please be careful not to try to compare your experience to others, because you may never get a visual. You might just have a sense. You might just feel a bunch of stuff and not even know what it is. And great. I always say, only show me what I need to know, because I don't need to, I don't need to get all complex about this stuff. Let's keep it simple. But you breathe, feel, welcome these parts, pieces, welcome everything home. And you become that safe space. You become, as you always have been, truly the source of all your creations. All the emotional conflicts, at one point you created them, and now you allow them to come home. So, the absence of judgment, full self-acceptance is extended beyond just the mind to these energies. So we don't judge them, we don't fight them, we don't even have to try to fix them, analyze, figure out. There's nothing to figure out. The simplest, most direct way is to be in acceptance, wide openness, and stay in your presence. As it always seems to come back to this one simple thing over and over and over. Be in total awareness, be in your presence, breathe and feel. And that's that. So thank you for joining me today. Namaste.